With Numbers Team presents Chalked Block with Bo, Big Time, and Prayer.
I gotta know how shake tastes like.
That's hot.
I won't quit it, folks. You don't know business. And his partner, Scott Staggs.
Do you know who I am?
Trying to put Tiger Bomb on this jungle's nuts.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
I gotta catch a glimpse of these warlocks. Let's make a move. Let's make a move.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to Chalk Blocked, the world's sexiest DFS show for now. I'm Bo McBigtime, Bo_McBigtime on Twitter, joined as always by Scotty Stack Simpson at NibbleWNumbers. And I think we have an imposter because this is Scott's long lost son, not the old grizzled graying beard wizard Gandalf the Grey that we had last week. This is somebody I don't recognize. I think he had one of those Britney-esque meltdowns after last week's just shellacking at my hands, and he decided to cut off all his lovely facial hair. And how are you feeling, Scott? Do you need to have somebody listen to you?
Yeah, no, I'm actually doing really well, Bo. Thanks for asking. This is my real voice. It's still me. Nothing's changed. I still like to get down, and I will say the reason I shaved my beard was
I don't know if you're old enough to party anymore.
I can't wait to get
all of a sudden you look younger than me, and I'm a little upset about it.
Hey, listen, this is the world's sexiest DFS show. I needed to bring some sex back to the show, and I did. So, you're welcome, everybody. I love the Thief shirt, by the way. I'm rocking a little Scott Fish Nation over here. Awesome. Rage against the MVP. Oh, I love it. No, I'm so excited to look like I used to. This is the same look I got married in. My wife is very pleased that her man has returned. Here's what happened, though. Wearing a mask every fucking day in my classroom and my beard just being ruined day after day, it just annoyed me so much. It was hot and sticky and sweaty and gross. So now it's a little bit less hairy, a little bit more kempt and beautiful. And I do look 10 years younger. So I think all pluses. I did lose some tea. Denny Carter now holds my tea in a jar somewhere. I don't know where it is.
So the word is coiffed. You look coiffed.
Thank you. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, but I feel coiffed. You know what I mean? So
you look like a coif.
It's not a queef. As long as it's not a queef, then I'm okay.
No, of course. I know how to pronounce words, Scott.
No, I know. I'm just, in case, but
I didn't say it. You said it. I didn't say it.
Listen, we love everybody on this show, if you're, and no matter what. So, with that being said, we got a great show tonight, Chalk Block. We have a bunch of, people who are kind of backing us, who we love. You've got Run the Sims. We're going to jump into some Run the Sims today, look at some of these optimal lineups and matchups using some of their classic NFL optimizers over there for DFS, which I love. We'll also take a look at the Occupy Fantasy tool, help us build that Millie Maker lineup that we're going to do today. I can't wait for that. That's a staple of the show. Every single week, we use Occupy Fantasy's tool to help us build our Millie Maker lineup. That's going to be fun. And then we're going to talk a little head-to-head action in the clash of the beards and the bellies. By the way, that thumping you gave me was 6 points. It's one touchdown. It's a couple points here and there. So this week, I'm going to beat you by more
box score. The box score, it wasn't ever close, really. And I felt comfortable all Sunday long last week because I was comfortably ahead the whole day. And even the 6 points, it was like you had the 2015 Jaguars where Blake Bortles was hitting Allen Robinson for 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter just to make it respectable. That's what it felt like it was. There was never any doubt.
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll back. We text so much. I can't find it. You said I won. You said, oh, man, you won after the first half. So I don't want to say you never thought that you had no doubt. Get out of here. Here's the thing. Alvin Kamara.
Here's what I thought was going to happen is I had about a 29-point lead, and you had Kamara. My whole team was in the early window. So I was done. I had a good amount of points, not as many as I had hoped, obviously, because I had a couple duds in there. But you did too. But your ace in the hole was Alvin Kamara, and him making up 20-something points with the matchup he had last week. I was pretty nervous there. But then when they got a big lead, I was like, okay, Kamara's pretty much done with 18 points. So I was comfortable once I saw that the Saints were just beating the living shit out of the Packers.
Yeah, no, it was a classic. We don't need you anymore. Bell cow done. And so what we're going to do this week is we'll talk a little shit about that matchup with a new matchup this week in the clash of the beards and the bellies. But we'll also
less beards this week though.
Beards.
I'm a little
Hey, I'm not going to lie to you. Less bellies too. I weighed in at 225, slimming down a little bit for the beach. My wife, she's lost 5 pounds as well. So, it's going to be a nice little vacation. I can't wait.
That's what I weighed when I was in like 9th grade.
When I was in 9th grade, I weighed 213. I remember I was like, oh shit, I'm fat. This is not great. But I'm about 12 pounds away from that, but I'm not going to lose that at the beach. I'm going to enjoy myself at the beach. I make pizza for the family. I can't wait to do that. I'm going to use your recipe, bro. Not the spiciness, maybe that we would go in, putting the sausages and the pepperonis and the banana peppers and the jalapenos and all the stuff that we like to do. But I will make some pepperoni sausage, some white cheese pizza. The whole family gets a whole night of pizza from Scotty. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. A whole day is about pizza. And that's how it was over at your place. By the way, I still wish I was there, brother. That was one of my favorite days, groups of days in the summer I've had in years. So you are the man. Love you for that. So let's talk about what we're going to do. We're going to run the slate. We're going to go down every game in the main.
On the slate walk.
We're going to slate walk. On the slate walk. We got a little GPP and cash on the slate walk.
Scott is a model. You know what I mean. And he takes a little turn on the slate walk.
Ooh. Yeah, and we're going to go through each of these. We're going to talk about some plays, talk about what Run the Sims has to say about some of these optimals, the ceilings, the floors, where we're going to kind of go for cash and GPP in each of these contests. And if we're just fading the contest, some games out there, low totals, maybe you don't want to be involved. So really excited about that. And also do like and subscribe to the Nimble W Numbers YouTube. Smash that button. Bo normally says that, but he forgot. That's okay. We're working. We got to get that like button, that subscribe button. We got like 200 and so phones. Not enough. We need more subs. So let's get in there. Let's smash that. We have a contest this year. We're going to give away. I'm not sure if it's next week or the week after that. We're going to give away an NFL membership for Run the Sims. So we'll talk about contests. It'll definitely be related to the YouTube channel and people subscribing, and that's the way to enter. Liking also get you kind of. We'll talk about it. We're excited to do that.
Can I give some fan shout outs since I forgot to do the YouTube thing? Shout out our original gangster, biggest fan, Brad Duff out there in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
That dude has been our ride or die from day one. And nobody supports us more than Brad Duff. So everybody else needs to step up their game of loving the Nimble Numbers team. Shout out Brad Duff. Shout out my guy from the Chico State days. This is Gabriel. We call him Taquito. And I have a short story. I'll pare the story down because it's just a wild one. But we had a block party at my duplex back in Chico. We lived at the end of a cul-de-sac in a duplex. I happened to share the duplex with the master home brewer, and we opened up both sides. We had our garages open. We were playing darts. We were playing Rock Band in the house, and it got to be the end of the night. We're probably looking at 1 or 2 a.m. And Taquito decides that he wants to order Chinese food. And we're talking dreadful weather. We're talking ice cold, winds blowing, howling, and we're looking at the thickest fog you've ever seen. You can't even see your hand in front of your face. The fog is so thick. And this idiot is ordering Chinese food delivery to this house party. And he goes, no, just wait. It's this little guy that actually lives in the Chinese restaurant. It's his home. It's his apartment just above the place. And he'll be asleep, but you wake him up with the phone call and he'll take your order and he'll deliver it. I was like, oh yeah, whatever, dude. And we ordered the food and we forgot about it. And after 45 minutes, we're like, man, where's the food, man? He answered the phone, just like he said, and he took our order. He told us how long, and it took forever to get the address to him because he doesn't speak good English. Mm-hmm. But at any point, at any point of the call, I would have never expected Chinese food to arrive at my door. So, we're leaving the part out where he had a miraculous victory over me in NCAA football, but neither here nor there. I had a 2-minute phone call that was the most Mandarin I've ever heard in my life for a Chinese delivery order. But at 3:30 in the morning, in pitch dark, thick fog, raining sideways, this old beat up Nissan comes running down the cul-de-sac as fast as I could ever see a Nissan, like an 83 Sentra, rolls into the cul-de-sac full bore and slams on the brakes and lays on the horn. And even in Chico at 3:30 in the morning, you lay on a horn and people are going to be pissed.
Oh, yeah. People are screaming, I'm sure.
And we come out and we're like, what the hell is going on? And it's the Chinese guy, and he's got all of our food and then some. He brought us extra food. And then this dude is here 2.5 hours after we order the food, and he's apologizing to us. And he didn't want to charge us, and we paid him anyway. And he didn't want to. He was like, no, I don't want to take your money. I was like, you just drove here through the fog and wind and rain to bring us food, and we're starving. And he pulled it off. And Taquito was the reason, because he had the faith that this old guy sleeping in his restaurant was going to bring us food at 3:00 in the morning.
Oh, you got to love those grinder stories, because those are the people who care the most about whatever they're doing. You know, I mean, if you want somebody who cares about their DFS lineup, you came to the right place. You care about GPP, you care about cash, you care about Chinese food, right? Whatever it is you care about, that's what you're into. I love people who give it their all and make it better for the rest of us. And that's what we're trying to do here.
That Chinese man is the real MVP, and Taquito is the MVP for another thing that happened that night. He ran into our room and scared our little dog that was sleeping on the bed, and he peed on the bed. So we weren't going to bed anyway.
Hey, you know what? I mean, who hasn't slept on a bed full of pee before? Not me. I've never done it. Yeah, I'm an adult, and as a child, and I did it like one time accidentally, and I was like, oh, shoot, never doing that again. And I never did. And so that's how it goes. But anyway, let's not talk about pissing the bed. Let's talk about cashing some GPP plays, some cash plays, cashing cash plays as well. I want you to start us off. I know you love to go down the slate walk, as they say. As you slate walk it, I'm going to be kind of behind the Nimble W number screen here, talking through the Run the Sims dashboard. I got the lineup optimizer up here. You can fire away any questions you have about kind of projected ownership percentage, boom rates, projected floors, ceilings, kind of whatever you want. Any game on that slate, I'll let you start.
So we're starting with the Bengals at the Bears, and that's a game that it's pretty interesting. I think this game has a lot of intrigue that a lot of DFS players are overlooking, because the Bears defense was supposed to be good, but they looked pretty bad against the Rams last week. And then the Bengals had the Vikings last week, and you're like, oh, well, the Vikings aren't that good, but that was a closer game, and the Bengals pulled it out in overtime, and that was another little surprise. Yeah. And so we're seeing a little bit better of a storyline than what we would have looked if we would have looked forward to this week from last week. We were like, oh, Bears and Bengals, who gives a crap?
I definitely don't not give a crap, for sure. So I care. Oh, so let me pull this down here.
So what's your line here?
So we have a 45-point hook. Get the hook on there. Over, which is not too high. It's one of the lower totals of the day. And so this game, I'm surprised. I think this game will actually get over this number. What do you think about that to kind of start the number? I think both these defenses are suspect. We saw what the Rams did to, Chicago
Bears.
There's a picture I love. There's a Rams receiver, and then there's three Bears defenders like 20 feet behind him, and he's running for a touchdown. It's just like the Bears, So they lost both their good corners this year. So that's not good for them. And so I think
they let one of them go for free.
They did. They said goodbye. So
bye, Kyle Fuller. It's just terrible.
Well, let's talk about Joe Burrow real quick here. I love Joe Burrow here. Projected baseline around 19.5 points, which is it's optimal. That's 3 maxing and some right there on the back end. I like, just his floor. They're projecting if something happens, 10. I don't kind of see that happening. But where are you at with Burrow? Where are you playing in cash, GPP? How's it going with that?
I'm playing him in both a little bit, more in the GPP side, because he's at 5,800. That's a really nice price. Anytime you get a quarterback that's going to just air it out for quite a few attempts, at least 30 passing attempts this week is what I see for Burrow. And so anytime you have a guy with that much opportunity with a little bit of rushing upside that we still saw, even coming off a major knee surgery, he didn't look like he was a statue out there. He was moving around pretty well. I think Burrow's going to be somewhere between 15 and 23 points for me. So if he can go 4 or 5 max in a GPP, we're going to be sitting pretty, especially if we stack him with the pass catchers that he is hitting to.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing: these pass catchers, they're
good.
They're cheap,
and they're good.
Yeah, and they're priced up a bit. You know, you saw them underpriced last week. You see Jamar Chase coming out that touchdown. Not sure if you saw the tweet or the video that was tweeted out. Maybe it was on YouTube. I don't know what it was. It was the catch from LSU, like verbatim. The run.
I love that overlay that they did.
Oh my gosh, that was just so perfect. Not that it's going to happen every week, but there's a chance it happens this week. There's upside for that. Looking at PFF, which I do love PFF. PFF is in the house. PFF, their models are looking good for the Bengals wide receivers as well, and so
they should.
Yeah, they are. And so if you take a look here, they're one of the. Oh, there we go. No, I'm going too fast and too furious. Let's see. Here we go.
Oh, there's a hot take.
Yeah.
My guy Taquito thinks Fields is taking over in the second quarter of the Andy Dalton revenge game of all things.
Oh, I do like that. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So yeah, it's not terrible. Tyler Boyd kind of has the best, even has an average matchup here. Well, what do you think about Jamar Chase? I'm kind of fading PFF on this one. No offense to PFF. I just kind of don't see. They have Jamar Chase down like at a 40% clip this week, kind of bad. I think Jamar Chase has upside. Who's the receiver you want to have in Cincinnati's stable?
I'm kind of off Boyd. Boyd's just not exciting enough for me. Like even in a cash game, your traditional cash players will be like, "Oh, find a safe floor." Like, well, that's Tyler Boyd. He's gonna get his 9 targets. He's gonna turn it into 50 yards and on 7 catches, and that's 12 points. And you're gonna get 12 points from Tyler Boyd. Do I want 12 points in DFS? No.
Yeah.
I want a 15 or more or a 20 or more. And the other 2 guys, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, are those guys. And so, yeah, get Tyler Boyd if you're risk averse to the point where it's ridiculous, because I don't see him scoring a touchdown. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are both touchdown scorers. We saw it last week.
I agree with you on that one too. Yeah, 100%.
Even CJ Uzoma caught a touchdown last week, and Tyler Boyd didn't.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of with you on that too. And for me, I really do like the ceiling that some of these other wide receivers have over Boyd. And I don't see Boyd getting 2 touchdowns. That's where that 24 points comes in. That's 12 points from touchdowns. Probably he's not going to be targeted 15 times. So I don't see 2 touchdowns this week from him necessarily. He could pick up 1, but not 2. Okay. Anybody else on the wide receiver side for the Bears that you're interested in? You playing any of the?
I mean, you can't ever go wrong with A-Rob.
Right. Or you could last week though, because last week he was on my team in my BFFs league and he went me wrong.
And so he still got targeted quite a bit. And the problem was the offense was so uncreative. It was just Nagy was Nagy last week. He called no creative plays. He didn't get Darnell Mooney in space.
Oh, he's terrible.
But him combined with how conservative Andy Dalton is just so, I mean, it's snoozeworthy. You can't even make it through a whole game because the Bears just don't excite at any point.
I hate watching them. I'm not going to lie to you. They're terrible.
Right. And just so you know, if Fields does come in, that all changes because Field overcomes how boring Nagy is as a play caller.
Right. Well, he's dynamic.
So
he's got athleticism.
Yeah, and he can do Dalton is so bad that if anything, Fields is going to make the field just because of how bad Andy Dalton is.
Right.
Andy Dalton hasn't been average Andy since he was in the Bengals uniform, and now he's just like, why is he still here, Andy?
Right. All right. Well, let's jump into real quick. David Montgomery. I know you're playing him against me in cash. I think he's got a nice safe floor, which is kind of triple maxing, tripling up there. As we say. What do you think?
I think he's underpriced to a comical level this week because of what he did last week against a better defense. He's obviously the bell cow in this offense,
Oh yeah.
and he's got touchdown upside. He's the receiving back for the team because Cohen's still out. You saw Damian Williams rotate in briefly, but it was just to give him a breather, and I love seeing that when you have a guy as talented as Montgomery going against a Bengals defense that just got ripped apart by Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
And I mean, Cook is better than Monty, but it's not by a giant margin. Monty's going to put up numbers. And so, yes, he has a safe floor, but he also has a meteoric upside.
Oh, so who do you like better in the upside department here, him or Joe Mixon?
I would say Monty, but not by much.
Not by much.
Mixon's a good play, except the Bears up front were a little tougher against the run, like with Darrell Henderson last week. He didn't get a lot of room.
Now, I think we'll get some passes out of the backfield, though. You know, we've seen that for the PPR side of it, too. So, I like that. All right, who's next up? Let's jump to the next one. Where are we at?
Yeah, Houston at Cleveland. That's going to be a fun one, too. It's hopefully what should be a blowout in the Browns' favor, but we never know because we predicted that for the Jags last week and found out that Urban Meyer is twice the donkey we could even imagine.
Oh my gosh, dude, he's a double donkey, like triple donkey,
double donkey.
My favorite show ever. Shout out the sports junkies here in Washington. They used to have a segment called the Donkey of the Week, and people call in and just like tell the bonehead. Sometimes they would do it. Sometimes their friends would do it. Sometimes just be a local story. If I was in Jacksonville, I would call in and just be like, Urban Meyer, have you seen his,
every week?
Have you seen his photo collection? There's like 1,000 photo frames on his coffee table. I'm gonna tweet it out later. It looks terrible. Like it's the guy is just a mess from stem to stern. You know, I'm out. You know, this is gonna be terrible. The whole thing. But anyway, what do you think about Houston laying 13 now? I mean, they whooped that Jacksonville ass, and now
they had a lot of fun last week, didn't they?
They did, man.
They had three fantasy relevant running backs. Brandon Cooks was good. Tyrod Taylor was good. They had Pharaoh Brown fantasy relevant.
People were scoring points.
If that's not a testament to how badly run the Jags are with how much young talent that roster has now, that's just how bad Urban Meyer is as a coach getting his team ready to play professional football, because we didn't think the Texans would be prepared either, but they came out there and with a guy. That's the one thing that we missed out on last week with the Texans was how many great veteran presences and experienced players are on that field. Whether or not they have the same skill level that they had 5 years ago, of course they don't. But as a unit, they were already gelled pretty well because they've all been there before. They're all very seasoned veterans of the game, and as a unit, they were pretty effective.
Yeah, well, I think that I'm stumbling on my words here. Their efficacy. Efficacy. Yeah, I think their efficacy is going to be tested this week against Cleveland. I don't know if they cover that 13 points. It's kind of big, but they really could. They could be a 35-10. So maybe they really could. What do you see? Nick Chubb is the most, I would say, projected player in this whole game. The highest kind of projected base, his highest projected upside. What do you think about our guy here, Nick Chubb?
So what roster percentage are we looking at with Chubb at the latest number?
So here we'll do a little roster percentage, about 7.1%, which is not bad. I think that's not bad at all.
I thought it was going to be much higher. I was predicting that Chubb would be the most rostered running back tomorrow, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're just saying, hey, the Texans didn't do a bad job against what little running they'd faced with J-Rob, but J-Rob averaged over 5 yards a carry on his 5 carries. He had 27 yards.
He just took him out. Urban Meyer just took that game script and just threw it away. So,
well, he's like, all right, kid, you're going to go out there in your first game and throw it 50 times.
Hey, 3 picks and 3 touchdowns. It's good, man. 3 for 3.
Yep. And guess who's the only one that guessed it? And that was Mr. Calvin.
Oh yeah, he was in here. He was talking it, and I think I made fun of him. So Calvin, I do
apologize
for that. Yeah,
tip of the cap. Good job, Calvin.
Yeah, when someone pulls a double play on you, you hit into that DP. You gotta let them know. Nice job on that one. Turn 2. So let's talk about the Chubby. I love him. I love him for cash, and I also think he's got that upside in GPP. He could have 2 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns last week, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
I was afraid I was going to have to take him out of some of my GPP lineups based on what I was expecting. But if he's under 10%, then I'm going to keep him in because I was expecting to have to pivot to Kareem Hunt in case of a blowout. And that's that's just how it works. If you're expecting chalk and it doesn't at the last minute, like we're less than 12 hours away from game time, we're looking at just wanting to smash those spots where we can, because if you'd have told me yesterday when I was building lineups that Chubb was going to be under 10% rostered, then I'm going heavy bone, and I might add some more with Chubb in there because he's got insane upside against this run defense.
Yeah, no,
Look what he did to the Chiefs last week. He ripped them up.
Oh, he ripped them up, and I'm. Oh, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited to see how he goes off this week. We both have him in our head-to-head matchup, so I think that speaks volumes. I think Kareem Hunt's a kind of a sneaky back-end play. Maybe he's always viable. We'll see how this.
I like
game
him as a run-back player for a stack. Like if you went, if you had you had Brandon Cooks and Tyrod Taylor because he does have a rushing element at a really low price, and that's something you can do is run back Kareem Hunt with a Brandon Cook stack. That might be something that's good for like a quarter or 50-cent tournament. Just put it in the slot machine and see if you hit a 777.
Yeah. Well, speaking of slot machines here, what do you think? The Browns not they've got Jarvis Landry. He did pretty well last week. Well, yeah, right. Come on, Jarvis. Yeah, he tripled up. So
great cash player.
Yeah, great guy player, always, really. What do you think though about I talked to you about maybe behind the scenes a little Anthony Schwartz, deep threat always at Auburn. Jordan poo-pooed me. Jordan Vanek poo-pooed me when I said why is he one of the best punt plays? And he's not. So what do you think in this with this Houston defense kind of being what it is? High number 48. That's the total. Most of those points, if you can do the math, it can be scored by Cleveland. So they have a higher upside total according to the biggest dashboard. So we can jump over there. And maybe it's all
for how much I like Schwartz. He's only in a couple builds.
Right.
I'm looking at the rest of the crew there at 3,000 to 3,400, and he's about it in that range. So he's just the best of what is available if you're building and you're only left with that much.
Right. No, I think that he's a good shot.
Yes.
But he's not the best play necessarily. I'm just getting excited because of his speed. Oh, speed!
But what's exciting is that they were already willing to showcase that speed. They gave him a lot of attention that first game against a really good team that they ended up losing to. But now they're going up against a pretty bad defense, and it's not going to be all Landry. It's not going to be all. DPJ wasn't even there. Like he was just non-existent. That offense runs through the running game. And if they can run the ball, which I expect them to be able to, the only thing you can hope for is that big play action over the top pass from Mayfield to a speedster like DPJ or Schwartz. And I do like both those as just like, what the hell? Let's take a shot.
Yeah. Let's just do a little punting. What we're looking at here is kind of the implied totals for the teams. You can kind of see as you go down. In general, just kind of the rule is if you're looking to kind of maximize your upside, particularly in some of these GPP tournaments, you want to target some of these games that have bigger upside. Some of the teams that have the higher number, some of them have been bet up, by the public, which kind of shows where we're at as well. All right, let's jump to the next game on your list. Where are you coming from next?
This one is going to be the LA Rams at the Indianapolis Colts. This one could shoot because the Colts didn't look good on defense last week. And when I thought they would, I thought they were going to do a pretty good job against Seattle. And that was not the case by any stretch. Russ was cooking all game long. He had 4 touchdown passes, and Tyler Lockett was loose. And so if you have Lockett loose and you're not even worried about DK Metcalf for a game and they're still scoring 40 on you, that's a problem for a team like Indy going in against another great downfield passing offense. They go back to back with the same offensive system, and with a lot of talent behind that system. So I'm a little nervous that the Colts are going to drop and give up another 35 points and have to catch up with Carson freaking Wentz.
Ooh. Here's a question though. In that Rams defense, or I'm sorry, in that Rams offense, who are you targeting in the wide receiver builds? Are you going Cooper Kupp? He's a nice 6,000. Are you going Robert Woods bounce back? We have somebody in there. Your boy saying Woods will shine this week. What do you think about that?
He will shine, but he's not going to shine as bright as Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp has taken the next step where the last couple of years you kind of had a trouble picking between them. They'd be drafted around the same point, and some people would take Woods over Kupp, and other people would take the other way around. I'll take Cooper Kupp 100% of the time this season, the way he's looked already and the way he looked at the end of last season. The yards after the catch, which wasn't an element that he had in his game his first season, and now he's gotten tougher, he's gotten stronger, and to combine with that blazing speed and his quickness and his route running, he's a super underrated talent. And he had a monster game last week, and he's going to have another monster game this week.
I love it. He is actually in my build against you. So rain down the touchdowns, my friend. Mr. What I love about him too in this,
he's in a ton of my lineups.
Yeah, he's in a bunch of mine too. He's in the ones that we also sell on our Patreon. So please go check out Nimble / or is it Patreon / Nimble? We'll get it in there soon.
I got it. It's patreon.com/NimbleDFS. Patreon.com/NimbleDFS. And that'll give you 4 tiers that you can subscribe to as little as $3 a month. And it's free until October 1st anyway. So get yourself a subscription to our Patreon. And we don't sell the lineups. We sell the access to all the lineups that we build. And that's so you have access to all the articles already for free on nibblewnumbers.com. And then on there is our link to the Patreon where you get advanced metrics. You get all the work that we put in during the week to get ready for our own lineups.
These are ours.
What we hope to build our bankroll with is exactly what you guys get. And we've been wildly successful with this system the last 2 seasons. There's not a more successful team out there as far as I can see. You have lots of bigger companies that do great things because of how big their army is. Well, this is a two-man army of clashing beards and bellies, and we're taking down the big guys every week.
Yeah, and we're looking for friends to join up, by the way. We're just not nimble with cash yet as proprietors since we're new to the game, but we'll get there eventually. This is what we love. But as you can see, we give out different tiered lineups. We've got 20 lineups there for people who are in our top tier. About 10 lineups for people who are, or 12 lineups, 10, 12. I gave them a little bit more this week, but I'm not going to lie. I juiced it up a little bit. I want to give the people.
I almost sent you an extra GPV bonus lineup. I might drop that in here.
Yeah,
I'm going to go open a tab and pull up a bonus lineup that I can just flash on the screen for anybody watching.
Please do. We want everyone to be a part of the community too. So it's also somewhere where we're going to be helping people out. I reached out to one of our members and said, hey, you got any questions about tomorrow? You want to talk over lineups? Hit us up. We'll be there. We'll jump in there. We'll talk to friends. Sunday morning, it's not too hard just to do a little texting in the Nimble DMs here on the Patreon. So we'll be all over that. And I can't wait to be able to help people win some money. When you win, we win, man. And it's not about us getting more money. It's about us helping people get more money for them.
Our followers, I know for a fact that our followers made much more money at DFS than we did last season. So we were actually happy to see that. That was the coolest part about last season, which gave us inspiration for putting more work into this season to have a bigger setup, a bigger website with more links, more partnerships that are meaningful to us and can be meaningful to our subscribers. It's been awesome to see everybody have success with what we put out there, even if we're only hitting a min cash, but we hear about somebody winning hundreds or thousands of dollars on a contest that we helped them with. That's really fulfilling, guys. The money's great, but that feeling is up there too.
Oh, hell yeah. No. And I'm all about helping other people win. If you're winning, we're winning. You know what I mean? Like that's how it works. And I'm excited. So in this game, I'm definitely playing Cooper Kupp. I think that my man over there. Matthew Stafford, great price, 6,400. I think you play him as well. He has 25 points in him. Just as a I think his 75% kind of hitting his above projection. His projected ceiling is above 30. So I do like him in cash. I think he's a good GPP play as well if you're kind of trying to pay down for that mid-range quarterback. What about the running back situation here? You playing either of these? You going? I did say that I thought that Jonathan Taylor was not a bad play necessarily, given
he's just expensive for
how
tough this matchup is. I mean, we did see Monty run really well last week against the Rams, but
7 targets though last week for JT though, right? Didn't he have like 7 or 7?
Yeah, so 46% of all their passing targets went to the running back position, which is a very high percentage. It's great for people like me who have a lot of Nyheim Hines.
Me too.
And it's really nice to see when you took maybe you saw JT slip to the early second round in your draft, and you took him just because he's too good to fall that far. And you're already seeing the target volume for PPR paying off in week 1. I'm excited. So I would roster either one of these guys. I'm a little bit more forward with and heavy with Nyheim Hines at this point, but it's going to be really cool to see this game. Kind of really, I think there's not a number I would be afraid to bet the over on, because I think there's going to be some fireworks.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that as well. And I like Henderson at 5,700. I think that he's got touchdown equity in him. Maybe 2, maybe at least 1 though. He's got passing upside. The PPR volume there is unlimited. It's just limited to him, but it's I don't think anyone else cuts in on that from his backfield shares, which is what you want. You want 5 to 6 backfield shares, and more of them can be a touchdown. That's all I'm saying. I have him in my BFF league. I need him to rally. So, all right. I'm not maybe. Okay, if you talk me into Higbee, I'll play one optimal lineup with Higbee in there. I'll do a little
just for the anniversary's sake. It's 1 year since you won with Higbee, so you got to put him in one.
Here's what's crazy, and I went back. There's a YouTube video. I'll probably share it one of these days. Maybe tomorrow. Like, hey guys, this is the video after I won. I did a little reflection video on it. I definitely went 2 tight ends, and Higbee was in there. He got 3 touchdowns. It was in one lineup I played him. Like, it wasn't like I had him in 50 lineups.
Eagles. Maybe you should just and another one for old time's sake is play George Kittle against the Eagles, because it was week 2 against the Eagles.
I might have to go George Kittle against the Eagles, and then Higbee, who's playing here against Indy. Maybe just for like a run back, just for see what happens. Cross my heart.
And your other tight end last week too was Jordan Reed, because Kittle was hurt.
Yeah, no, it was Jordan Reed was there, so I think Kittle does
49er and a Ram.
Yeah,
it's destiny. You have to play a 2 tight end lineup.
I love it.
Kittle and Higbee, just because it's like standing on all 4 continents at once. It's kind of a cool rollback there.
No, 100%, and I'm down with it. All right, what's the next game we're jumping into?
So we're going to Buffalo at Miami, and I'm not excited about this game. I think it's going to be a snoozer, a defensive struggle. So give me the under in this game, and I'm not really throwing too many pieces in here, maybe except for Jalen Waddle on a couple. Just
Waddle, Waddle looks good.
Big playability with the $3,800 price tag. I love that.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, just so you do know, because I'm a man of history and science. I like both. I talk a mean game. I teach social studies. I also teach science. Force and motion is what we're learning about in the 3rd grade curriculum this year to start the year. I'll tell you about force and motion. Last year, our man Diggs was a force in motion. This week, I think last week he caught 9 catches on 13 targets. Guy was just getting peppered with the targets. He didn't get a touchdown, but last year he had 32 points in week 2 against these same Miami Dolphins. So I'm not saying he can do it again, but I'm saying if you're looking for a one-shotter, right? Like you're saying, the Higbee lineup, one-shotter, put Josh Allen, stack him with Diggs, run him back with Beasley or Gabriel Davis, one of those. Emmanuel Sanders if you're feeling frisky, right? And then after that, back it up on the other side with your boy Waddle, and then leave this game alone after that and get the hell out of Dodge. That's how I play this game. That's it. That's all I do.
I think this is going to be another one of those games like the Bills just had with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
It's a very similar, I think, the kind of feel to it. So
14-19 game.
Yeah, I'm tempering my expectations of how much juice juice you can squeeze out of that lemon.
It's not my favorite. That's why you just do a one offer and a GPP. We're not going to make a million maker lineup with these guys, but I think if you're paying the 50 cents, listen, this is how you do GPP. I'm not telling you because I won that much money or anything. You can, if you do the 50 cent, 150 max, you can just play and do whatever you want. It's $75. Just do it, and it's fun. You can do 150 unique lineups and just have a heyday tomorrow. Just be like, la 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 la.
Not everybody has as much free time as Scott Simpson, though.
I don't.
That's what value you bring.
I'm only doing 50. I'm only doing 50 tomorrow. I 150 is too much, so I'm only doing 50.
I know,
tomorrow.
but it was still cool to watch you build that many lineups by hand, no optimizers or anything.
No, I don't use optimizers. I look at these.
It was funny because like people want that. People want you to do the work for them, so so they can win without trying. And that's. I mean, we kind of want to provide that too, but it's not always an exact.
Well, listen, I don't always know, and this is the thing I want to get better at. And I was talking to Brian Jester. Shout out Occupy Fantasy. We'll use him a little bit in the Million Maker build. We talked about kind of optimizing your plays, where you put your best lineups, how you know you have your best lineups. For me, it was a total dart throw on that. I stacked Kirk Cousins, our boy here. You like that with his boy Justin Jefferson. I had some other great plays that week as well. The tight end stack made me unique. And, I'm not going to say that anybody can do it, but anybody can do it. And so it doesn't take 150 lineups. I put 4 lineups in that day. That was just 4. It was not now I do a bunch because it's fun and it's crazy and it's addicting. And you're like, what could happen? Oh, la cha la la, and
anything could happen.
Throwing things around, right? It's just fun to do that, right? But I think this is a game that you throw a few things around, but you're not really putting this in your Million Maker build if you got like one bullet like we're going to build later. So, all right, who's up next? Let's jump to another game.
So next game is another AFC East plotter between the New England Patriots and New York Jets.
Yeah, the Jets.
I'm sleeping on this game.
I am
James
too.
White. Maybe Damian Harris in a cash game. I like him because
I like Damian Harris in cash. I do. Yes, I do.
He's got virtually no upside other than if he scores 2 or 3 touchdowns. Which, it could happen, but I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for his 3x.
I will say this, and we're going to check it out over here on the old PFF machine. And I do think that they have a strong D matchup here. And so we'll have to check real quick. O-line, D-line, O-line strong for the Patriots. And I think that would be, for me, an edge, that you're looking for. If you're looking for that run pass advantage, I'm looking for run, right? Because that's the how you make your money over there in the Bill Belichick system. So right there, they're the 3rd highest run percentage. It's kind of high, right? What is that? 71?
Pretty high.
That's pretty high. Yeah, that does give me also some play in some GPP run if I'm going to throw a dart or 2, but maybe not be in the main build. But yeah, I'm with you. I think that your guy Corey Davis is in the mix for it. It's a solid floor, but I don't think he's going to be. Bill Belichick is going to probably just kind of bracket him and push him around. Maybe
funny you should say that, but I just built this free lineup I'm going to put on the screen, and you're gonna laugh because Corey Davis is in it.
Well, is it cash? This is a cash or is it GPP?
No, I built the GPP lineup.
Well, I do like him. I'm just saying he's not my favorite build.
You don't love him.
Well, yeah. I mean, if he hits, it's gonna be. I mean, his boom rate's around 27%. He's not going to be projected ownership is rostership is 3.5%. So,
great.
Yeah, I think New England's a little tough. Their defense is a little tough, but he's going to have volume. I mean, that's the key. He's going to be the target most.
It's not out there. I mean, we saw some movement against him last
Waddle, week. Yeah. People did stuff to New England last week, so. But
it was Waddle and it was Devontae Parker of all people.
Parker, right?
Great.
Yeah,
he looks sharp.
I mean, 43 is such a low number. It's the lowest number here on the board. It makes me want to barf. So let's get away from this game. Let's go to a game that's got a higher total. What's a better game than this?
The next one definitely has a higher total. The 49ers and the Eagles.
I love it. Excellent. A much better. Much better. Hey, by the way,
I hope it's better.
Shout out all those friends who out there who drafted Kenny Gainwell around and around. He looks like yeah, he's looking good. Not who I'm going to be necessarily smashing in this matchup, but just want to give a shout out to kind of the redraft.
I am. You watch out.
Oh, you watch
Kenny
out. Okay.
Gainwell, the only running back to get a 50% touch share at his position,
Rookie. Yeah,
and he was at the min price last week. Scores a touchdown, would have had another one, but it was called back for a bogus penalty.
a
And
stupid
he
penalty.
puts up 12.6 in his first game ever as a pro, and a lot of people thought he was a third stringer the whole off season.
No.
And here you go, Kenny Gainwell, 12.6, and his price goes up 0. He's still $4,000 this week. And so I'm going all over, like sprinkling him in like Salt Bay when it comes to certain GPPs, like your really big ones. Like the Millie Maker would be great to have. Great to have a $4,000 running back in.
Maybe we can do that.
Nobody's going to be on Gainwell. You'd have to scroll down to find him in the expected roster.
You're not. Yeah, I mean it's minimal. It's like 1.3. I mean that's.
I call that an edge.
Nobody. Yeah, I do agree. And let's talk about this 49ers matchup. What do you think about the running back over on the other side, Elijah Mitchell, who kind of came out of nowhere for people, but really for people who are in Dynasty and who maybe drafted him in a few places? I'm not going to say his name, but maybe. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Because we thought about him earlier this spring.
I think he was one of my more popular 4th-round picks out of all the. I think I have 20, 25 Dynasty leagues that I'm in now, and I have a lot of him just because that,
nice,
that
right?
4th-round tag was nice. I watched a lot of his tape at Louisiana, and he looked good. Not amazing, but he's basically a Mostert clone. So when Mostert went down, you get the same guy to step in, and he's 9 years younger.
Yeah, that's important, and he's got healthy body parts.
Yeah, he's not falling apart in every game that he plays. He's always capable of a big play, but you trust him more to stay on the field. But what worries me a lot is that the only reason Trey Sermon was inactive is because he doesn't play special teams. And they wanted him to work his butt off a little harder to get on the field and earn that second spot. Now they don't have a choice. So it's going to have to be – you're going to have to be pretty ballsy to pick one or the other, because I think it's either going to be one or the other, or it might just be a 50-50 split and you don't want either one of them. So that's my thought on that backfield. So they're going to run the ball well this week, but you don't know who it's going to be.
Yeah. What do you think about Devontae Smith this week? He's priced up a little bit, which you would expect. I mean, only about 5,400. I mean, that's not too bad.
54. Right? Yeah, that's mid-price. That's nice.
Very nice. It's very nice. I still like it. He's very tasty. He's juicy. He's got a touchdown and a Matusi,
Yes, the 49ers almost blew a 24-point lead in the fourth quarter because Jason Verrett was out. I don't think they can slow down Devontae Smith because he's an amazing route runner. And that same player just lit them up last week. As soon as Verrett was off the field, you saw Amon-Ra St. Brown start to light it up. Cephas was lighting it up. That should concern you for the 49ers defense.
Yeah, he's out for the season, so that's bad.
They tore the ACL, and then after that, they gave up a crap ton of points. So they really, really miss him.
It's over, Johnny. I love this game to shoot over that total. Speaking of over 49.5, I bet you gets into the 59s, maybe 58s. I mean, it could be big, but I don't know. Philly did put a big stump on Atlanta's offense, but their offense is like trash. So I think San Francisco got a little bit better running game. They have a running game advantage in this, according to PFF as well, which I think they will run the football. That's what they like to do. That's part of what they do. I think Philly will use Jalen Hurts like they did last week, and hopefully have a little bit more, efficacy, as we like to say. That's the word of the day. Efficacy. Yeah, I like the game well played. All right, who's up next? Are we getting into the 1 p.m.? We got one more 1 p.m. game, right? We got the other. We're just like sticking around in the same area.
3 more of those. There's 3 more of those.
Okay, good.
The next one is the Raiders at Pittsburgh.
Okay, Raiders at Pittsburgh. What are we thinking here? Juju Smith-Schuster.
I don't know about this game. This game doesn't give me good vibes.
Do you know that Juju Smith-Schuster scored under 10 points like 11 times last year? Like 3.2, 6.8, 1.2, 9.2.
But he was always close to 10. He was never, like, even when he was over 10, it was like, oh, he got 12.5 today. Woo!
Oh, so bad. He's not good. But, he does have.
He's Tyler Boyd. He's a very skilled receiver that doesn't put up points.
Yeah.
Do you remember the big points that you want for DFS?
Listen, this sounds wild. I'm going to put this take out here. It's an original take. No one else has said this, and I'm just putting it out here first. And I want to make sure I didn't copyright this or plagiarize this or anything. This is my hot
Don't be
take.
plagiarizing.
Never, ever. This is my hot take. I don't even plagiarize myself. I do sometimes. I take some of my work and I put it in other places on my own work on my website. But that's different. This is Hotbox. This is hot by over there at the it's bigtimeflavor.co. Go over and get this for you, yo.
It's at my house. It's right. It's right here.
Yeah, it's delicious. You know what I mean? Here's my hot take. Antonio Brown was right about Juju Smith-Schuster all along. Fucking along. We should have been on Antonio Brown's side, and we picked the wrong side. We made it
as crazy as that motherfucker is.
I know.
Antonio Brown was almost never wrong. Like everything.
This guy's an asshole. Like what?
Getting along with Le'Veon Bell, and then like you saw that whole locker room fall apart when AB left.
Right. AB is I think he's kind of like you saw him in the Raiders stuff. He's just like a child. Like he wants to have fun. He wants to play ball. He wants to be successful. He wants to be so much better than you that he can just like laugh in your face and be like, I win. Yeah, I win. It's me, bitch. I win. I win. I mean, he was so happy when he won the Super Bowl ring. Like, I love that about him. And Juju is walking on crates and making TikTok videos and getting knocked out by other
his booty.
He's
shaking his booty.
I used to like him the first year. I was like a Juju mark. I drafted him. I got him a couple years when he was good. I got him. I got the best years of Juju. I got out. I've never been in the Juju market after that. I was smart. You know, I've been done.
Every time I think I've got out,
I'm always out.
Drag me back in.
I never play him. I do not like him. I'm an AB guy. So that's my take. I never heard it from anywhere else. I just gotta say, that's
Brown was right.
Yeah, he's right. I
love it. I love it.
T-shirt. Put on a t-shirt. Scott, Antonio Brown version, right. On the back says Juju Smith-Schuster's a bum. Yeah.
This version of AB is my favorite of all of them.
I love him. Like, I love him now.
Even prime AB, where he wasn't quite crazy yet. This is getting up there to where I like this AB better because he's just an old sage now. Yeah. And you're just like, you don't hear anything about him. And
no, he's just playing.
That's wild because he used to love the spotlight like that, even if it was negative as hell.
He's probably getting Tom Brady's attention. Like, who cares about everybody else? He's probably like, hey, Tom, you want to throw the football? And Tom's like, yeah, let's throw the football. And they're like, this is the best day of my life. And he's like, one of the best days of my life too, man. Let's do it out route. All right, let's go. You know what I mean? Like,
you're gonna run a 7-yard curl.
Right. Hey, turn around. I'm gonna lateral it to you.
You and me to the end, man.
TV12 forever, baby. So anyway, back to this game. It's 47.5. I'll tell you what I think. I do not think that the Raiders are going to be able to move the football. PFF has their run blocking, and their run blocking okay, but their pass blocking at a stiff disadvantage. I think they're going to be sacking Derek Carr all afternoon. I think Darren Waller's got a little bit of upside, only 7,600, I think, but I think he always has upside. He got 19 targets, 10 receptions. He's probably going to get you 25 points. Yeah, he's going to be great. But what about anybody on the Pittsburgh side? Are you a Deontay, a truther this week? Which, I mean, you can always be if you're looking for upside in this game. I think he's somebody you could take a stab at.
And it's a much better matchup than last week. Last week he drew Trey White, and that's just always a tough battle.
Yeah.
Deontay's good, but he's not great. So you're not expecting him to outright just take over like DeAndre Hopkins would if he was going against Trey White. He's not Stephon Diggs, but he's something just a little bit less. He had a good but not great game against that star corner. And so this week, much, much better matchup, and he can actually dominate that one.
Yeah. No, I like it, even though we're looking at Run the Sims. They do not have him projected as the highest, rated, but I do like him. What do you think about kind of low price down? Chase Claypool is he got some explosive upside in this game?
He always does. He's that kind of player. He's always a threat to go off for 2 or 3 touchdowns, and so if you want to throw some darts out there, Claypool's a really sharp one.
Yeah. What about Najee Harris? Disappointed last week. We trust him this week at all. He's got a huge upside. Huge upside. Raiders suck against the run. Suck with a capital S.
And that's really encouraging because the volume that Najee is going to get again this week is going to be it's going to have to pay off, because if he doesn't pay off in this situation, then we'll be worried for the rest of the year that he won't have that upside that we're looking for.
I think that he will. I'm not going to trust him in a lot of lineups necessarily. Against you, I did not trust him, but I think he's a better play this week than last for sure. That matchup against the Bills, not an optimal one at all. I didn't have much. I had to start him in my home league, but that's just about it. All right, let's jump to the New Orleans, or is that the only one we have to do?
Las Vegas and Pittsburgh is.
We just did that one.
We just did. So New Orleans, Carolina.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Get out of here. Sorry, we don't like you anymore, Pittsburgh. I mean, did we ever? Yeah. All right, let's talk Alvin Kamara. His projected base 26 points. I mean, projected
that's quite strong.
39. Holy moly! I think
I like it a lot.
The Sims are running amok, which I love. What do you think about it?
How many people are going to have him though? That's what worries me.
Around 9%, you know. But I mean,
9% Kamara.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll cross reference.
I think it's going to be higher than that.
I think it'll be more like 15%, honestly.
15 to 18, I think.
Yeah, that's my
because Carolina's not exactly the toughest matchup for him.
No, he's
the other side. The other side, I think, kind of levels it off. I see these guys as pretty equal this week because Christian McCaffrey's challenge against that Saints defense is greater than the challenge for Kamara to get open against Carolina.
Yeah, I agree. No, Carolina is not a world beater on the defensive side of the ball. You're not right.
The Saints are locking it down. Like they made the Packers look bad last week.
Yeah, I didn't write about CMC this week in any capacity, not out of disrespect, but just because of that's not something I'm going to venture into this week at all. That's my comment on the situation.
I'm still popping him in a couple tournaments.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying I'm taking my.
The moment that you fade Christian McCaffrey is when he's going nuclear.
Oh yeah, I mean he's always got that he had over I think 47% of his team's offense. You know, he led them in passing yards, rushing yards, targets, catches.
The dude almost went 100 in the first game and didn't even score a touchdown and still popped 4x value. You're kidding me, right?
No, he's almost 10 grand. 10 grand. You know,
he will be. That's right where he should be. Right. And so, spend the money if you got it. But
I like Alvin Kamara better in this matchup, honestly.
I do too, which means that I'm going to have maybe 3-2 ratio of Kamara over McCaffrey. But I still got both of them.
You going Winston anywhere? You a wild boy?
Yeah. I just don't know who to stack him with, maybe except for Kamara.
Yeah,
Kamara, Winston stack and call it good.
I agree. I'm really not going to be playing too many Carolina Panthers against this defense. Just me. I mean, you're playing Russian roulette with the wide receiver. Someone's going to go off a little bit. They have to, or it's not going to be a game at all.
They're kind of priced up a little bit too, except for Terrace Marshall. So I mean, you can throw a dart on Terrace Marshall,
possibly. Yeah.
But it's going to come down to who you think that it's going to be covering who. The Panthers moved all the wide receivers around a lot last week.
They did. Yeah.
So you can't really predict who's going to be covering who more, and just say, okay, if an ace is an ace.
Is Lattimore going to play? He left the game last week. Is he back or is he out?
I think they'd be better if he was out than if he was limping around.
It might be. Yeah, it might be better with a healthier backup. All right. Well, anything else from this game we want to highlight, or we want to jump over to All right. You want to start Minnesota and Arizona, one of my favorite matchups on the higher totals, or you want to go Tampa Bay, Atlanta?
You forgot Denver, Jackson.
Oh, man, I forgot they are. Yeah, they're right in the middle here. How can I do that? Especially when Denver's going to just kind of have their way with
steamroll.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I love a 4-way stack, an onslaught of Broncos this week. Yeah, I like playing either with Teddy B at 5,400 and then one of the two running backs because they're both viable this week. I like Javonte at a much lower price in more lineups than Gordon, but I don't want to ignore Gordon because he has the same upside that Javonte does, just more expensive.
Do you want to run it back with a Jacksonville wide receiver as well?
No. In this case, I'm going full onslaught. I'm going quarterback, running back, and 2 wide receivers, or a receiver and a tight end, and just landslide them.
All right.
You could do Alberto and Fant. But then you'd be ignoring Sutton and Patrick and Hamler. There's going to be a lot of mouths to feed still, even with Judy out there. A great receiving core that's really deep.
Yeah. Well, a really cool tool over here at runthesims.com is where you can kind of look at the stacks that you could build and see where that energy is. So, for example, we got Teddy Bridgewater, Tim Patrick, Javonte Williams, Noah Fant. Really cheap stack, only cost you 18.6. What? You're walking out of there with an 18.6? No, you're not.
You could have anybody you want after that.
Holy moly! You could put in Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey if you really felt that much. You need. I mean, personally, I would go Nick Chubb myself. Speaking of things we talked about before, if you're paying attention, there's a theme going on. A lot of Nick Chubbs. Hey, Mike Collins, shout out, brother. I'm just seeing you in the comments. I'm kind of slow on the uptake, but yeah. I love these tools. Really, really cool. Do sign up over there. Go to Run the Sims /nimble and sign up, man. It's free. Sign up they give you, this isn't free. This is a paid service here, but there's a lot of things that are free. And if you subscribe, shout out your boy. Use that link. We get a little check
for everybody on that site.
Oh, gambling,
everything covered.
Yeah, it's got dashboard for DFS wagering. Fantasy football as well. I mean, they're there. I love it. So this is a cool little tool. And then you can go, what's your exposure? I'm gonna go down here, maybe 10%. I could go 10%, right? And that goes over into my selected stack.
10%. 10%.
You like Cortland Sutton over here? What do you think about this one over here? Melvin Gordon,
Not so much. I like KJ Hamler. I just got a feeling on KJ Hamler. He's gonna surprise everybody. Catch a blown coverage or two, and with his speed, even Teddy Bridgewater would be throwing downfield if he saw KJ Hamler streaking down it.
Yeah, somehow my mouse has gone haywire here. By the way, my internet not messed up anymore. Let me tell you what happened with the internet. They called them, and my wife talked to them, and then they were like, "Oh, we could double your power and take money off the bill because of
sounds great."
We were like, "Well, yeah, why wouldn't you do that before?" You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, well, that's just what we were doing for you now." And you're like, "Oh, okay. Thanks for sharing. Thanks
you're
for sharing."
Not Choppy Scott that's pantomiming.
Oh my gosh, that was killing me. It was killing me. I hate them, by the way. Anyway, back
shout out Fios.
Shout out Verizon. You suck. Teddy B, I can see in my lineups more. We put him on a few of our GPPs over there at the Patreon. I'm not going to lie. You did it. I did it. I didn't know you were going to do it. I didn't confer with you. I did it myself in some of these GPPs. He's so cheap. You can stack him. And then, like you said, you can go get anybody you want, any receiver you want. You believe in somebody deeply this week who's priced up, go get him. Or go get the mid-price guy, like you said, who's cheap, who can just give you that bang for your buck. And I really do like a lot of these wide receivers. Who's your favorite Denver wide receiver right now, off the top of your head? Real quick. Who you got? Who's your guy?
Today for tomorrow?
Yes, Hamler.
Yeah, Hamler.
What he is your biggest rostered guy.
Yes. Besides Noah Fant.
Besides Noah Fant. Oh, look at that. What do you have there, sir? That is a sexy lineup. Let's take a look at this. Holy moly, holy shoot. Jalen Hurts, Nick Chubb,
like that?
Naheem Hines. I like that. You've got who's this guy here? Williams. Is that Michael W.K. Williams?
Yeah,
you got
Mike
Cooper
Williams.
Devontae Smith, Gronk. Oh,
all right. I just built this on the show. So everybody screenshot this because this is Bo on a whim building a lineup just because of with guys that I had all over, but not in the same order. Like I don't know where it came from, but this lineup just has that little saucy spice to it.
Yeah.
The Hurts Smith stack is gonna be sneaky.
I think it's a good one. I like it. Well, let's jump to the last of the fall of the afternoon games, which are just one of my favorite parts of the day. It's a relaxing part of the day.
Vikings and Cardinals. We're gonna have some points on the board, right? Right.
Oh, holy moly, holy shoot, man! Holy moly, holy shoot! Yes, we are. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. I can't wait. Kyler Murray is one of my top projected players this week, and so did Ron the Sims, has him projected up there too. He's got a nice little ceiling. What do you think about Minnesota? They didn't play terrible until they did. That's Minnesota.
The Bengals beat them. That's great.
Yeah, they beat them in overtime. They came back. They were down. They were down like a touchdown or so, like all game basically.
Yeah,
Until they tied. Yeah.
Joe Burrow happened. They got beat by Joe Burrow. He looks great.
I
love Joe Burrow.
I like that kid a lot. That guy's on my like list. No
The
doubt.
Vikings, both these wide receivers are a green light for me. Interchangeably.
Do you know who DeAndre Hopkins is going up against? His main shadow. You're gonna love it.
Patrick Peterson.
No, I don't think so. I think maybe. I thought Breeland.
Oh no.
I think Breeland might be on him.
Oh, you better hope it's an old geezer Patrick Peterson instead.
Breeland. Oh my! But he's not good. Here's the thing. The Washington football team drafted him a long time ago. And he's been on different teams. He has a PFF rating of 53 right now, dude. He's down. He's down.
He's getting, and you got great receivers going against him this week. So.
He's good. I like a lot of these plays. I think that Rondale Moore is a great dart thrower this week. If you're looking for somebody, okay, really got some upside. He had a lot of nice touches. You saw him break away, and he's getting kickoff returns and punt returns, stuff like that. Like, if he gets 6 points on those, you know what I mean? He's just
that dude is so quick. It is insane.
Well, this is what I like. If you get him on those kick returns, you get him in space, you get him kind of just getting in the game. He gets like you juice him, you turn him on. You know what I'm saying? Like. Then you're like, hey, you ready to do this? And these little bubble screens, they just throw right out to him. And then they're like, you run now. And then he's like, I will. I'm faster than most guys, so I'm going to run real fast.
I'm gonna be shorter than everybody, too, so you can't fucking see me.
I like how he changed the number to 4 so that no one can see him. You know what I mean?
Nobody. He was like 85, and it looks so wrong.
It was so weird. Yeah, he's like,
this 5'8" guy just blazing through the field with 85. It doesn't make sense. With a 4, he's like a blur.
You know what? I was listening to the Awesemo show today and other shows in the past and Occupy Fantasy show. They're talking about how, sometimes there is crazes of like stacking, double stacking, all these game back theories, all these run back theories, all these game things you do. One thing though that is suboptimal, or it's not suboptimal, that's optimal for you for this game is if we stacked Kyler Murray with DeAndre Hopkins and then another receiver. If you did it last week with Kirk, you were just crushing it. So Moore or Kirk or AJ Green, who are you leaning? I'm doing Moore.
Moore is cheaper, and Kirk is he's better than I expected. So
yeah,
I'm still not going to trust him.
Yeah. And so let me ask you a question. I put my guy Chase Edmonds in the cash build against you. 4,900 really cheap. I think next week he'll be about 5,300. If you're gonna do a little price predicting, I do price analysis every week over at the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Priced up, priced down. We take a look at about 20 players each week and just say, hey, where they're moving. They're going up and down. Do you fade them? Do you play them? What's the move? How do you do that? So I think he'll be priced up. I think he's good for around 15 to 17 points in that range. What do you think? What's your kind of read on this game? I think he's just got that passing touchdown upside. I'm not going to be a featured back in this, but I think he's always a kind of, you've got Kyler Murray, who's that touchdown machine. He makes them, he gives them out, so I think
he's like touchdown Oprah.
Yeah, he's like, you get a touchdown, and he's gonna give.
And we're just here to catch him because I had so much K1 last week. It was great.
Oh man, yeah, he was my number one rostered QB in all of my builds. So, but whatever, I didn't win.
Subtle flex. Subtle flex. You still didn't have enough.
I did not. Well, this week I'm going to beat you anyway, so that's good to know.
So you want to go to Atlanta, Tampa Bay?
Oh, the hot Atlanta. I do like me some hot Atlanta. Not really at all. It's 12.5 spread. I actually think this game could tilt the wrong way. I listened to Osmo talk about it today. He likes Tom Brady. I do too. 6,900. That's sexy, man. I said,
nice.
Listen, let me tell you, that guy chucks and fucks, man. Just so you know.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's what
And
he
he's
does.
6,900, which is so
6,900, he
pretty.
chucks and fucks at 6,900, guys. Yeah, that's what he does. So
There's something
I
beautiful,
love
and I think he's going to be in our Millie Maker build that we make at the
he
end of the
might
show.
be. He might be stacked with two players. He might be stacked with Gronk, and he might be stacked with Chris Godwin. He might be. I'm not saying he is going to be, but he might be because I like Chris Godwin a lot. 14 targets was that? Mike Evans got 6 targets, man, and maybe he's going to oscillate. But I think he likes Chris Godwin, man. That's a big slot receiver. He used to have these
Loves
little
Chris
tiny.
Godwin.
He used to have these little tiny white guys, and we were always like, man, it's just he's so good. You know, he's probably like, damn, another little white guy.
Where's
You know?
Bill finding these guys?
Why are you bringing me these same little guys? You know, like
They don't even like me.
oh my gosh, they're tiny. You know, they're just like little like leprechauns. You know,
Giselle does not like the tiny white boys.
he's got Amendola over the years. You know, you had
Edelman.
Edelman. Yeah, you had Wes Welker. I mean, you
Yeah.
had just a bunch of these little white boys. You know,
Eric Decker.
you know, what's going on? You know, so anyway, he's got a better, slot wide receiver, and it shows. And I think I like this matchup. If Rashad Brilliant's on, him, all right. Oh, sorry, I went the wrong game. If who's going to be on him? Nobody.
It doesn't matter who's this. It's
no one.
Atlanta.
Yeah,
Atlanta has 2 good players on the whole roster.
Yeah, and what do you think about Pitts this week? Are you going to play him? Is he going to? He's got a little bit of a matchup advantage. He does. I'm not going to lie.
I'm playing Pitts for sure because he was finally priced up to where he probably should have been priced if they didn't jump the gun 3 weeks before the season. I thought Pitts would probably slot into this range at 52 instead of 44 last week. But it's still a decent price for his upside because we saw the slot corners for Tampa Bay get roasted by Dallas. Yeah. Everybody who was running routes out of the slot against the Bucks this week were they were cooking because they already had started with Sean Murphy Bunting, who can't cover a dead body with a tarp, and it's basically like his replacement because he dislocated his elbow.
Yeah, not good. Well, I do like this game, but
Pitts is going to eat that slot corner alive.
I like the under though, and here's why. I think that it's going to be a game where it's like 35 to 10 or something. I don't think. Do you think Atlanta comes back and scores a bunch of points against them? Or do you think that Matt Ryan lays on the ground a bunch like he did last time? What do you think?
Ryan looks so bad. I think when he watches that tape, he's going to have so much regret for how many wide open receivers he missed. Just terrible. He was checking down instantly because he couldn't get time to set up in the pocket. That line was terrible.
Can I tell you something wild? He had more targets to running backs than he had to wide receivers. It was crazy.
Woof.
Yeah, he had 11 targets to the running backs, and then he only had 10. 8 to Ridley, and then 2 to I don't know, nobody, to Russell Gage. He didn't catch it. Yeah, just like the worst. So I'm just afraid of that over. I think if Tampa Bay lets them suck it out at the end, they could push that over. But I think it's going to be all Tampa Bay, man. I like the 12.5. Honestly, I might.
Tampa Bay is such a good, solid team all around, and the Atlanta Falcons are 2 great players and nobody else.
Yeah, well, let's talk about a team that's got a bunch of great players and not nobody else. What do you think about Dallas and our guys over there in the Powder Blues who just came off the Washington football team? This is a 54.5. I mean, it's huge. The biggest number.
Monster. This is a monster.
Oh my god!
They're thinking that the Cowboys can go and make this Chargers defense look mortal, which against Washington they looked so tough.
I think they can run the football. I think they can. I think they can put some points on the board.
Should.
Yeah,
they should try more than they did against the Bucks because that's what you do is you play to win the game, and winning the game against the Bucks isn't by running in between the tackles because they're so good up there. That's a mismatch against you. So why would you try it? You're going to play your best matchups, which for them was to attack the slot corners.
Yeah.
So
can I tell you what I think is going to happen real quick? Can I give you my little prognostication with this? and this is my own thoughts. I think that the game is under the 54.5, but I think it's one of those like last team to have the ball does kind of win the game, and that's kind of how it was last week. Slower pace, not as aggressive because the Chargers, they will run the football. They'll pass the ball to Eckler. I think that'll be a nice little Eckler's at 7K. That's kind of nice. That's kind of sexy.
It's super sexy with the upside. He's got PPR wise, didn't even get a target last week and still scored and hit value. He's special.
Fading him as a yawn. You have to crush. I like
crush. Smash the Eckler.
I also I like Jared Cook at 3,900. I mean,
Eckler on his own Yahoo show with Liz Loza said that he knew him and Zeke were going to be more involved in the passing game because neither team is going to be as focused on the pass rush because neither of these teams rushes the pass.
And pouring out for Lawrence.
Right. That's the worst thing that could have happened to that defense because he's the bleeding heart of it.
Right. And now you have more time in the pocket for Herbert. You saw what he did to Washington, who actually has a pretty decent pass rush. It's going to be dangerous. I do think that this game is going to be a great stack. I actually stacked Herbert and Keenan Allen in this matchup. So I think that Dallas is in for a tough game and the Chargers in for a tough game. It's going to be a real great fun game. Maybe it gets at 51, but shades of under possibly for me, just a little bit under. But I do think it is 3.5. I would maybe favor maybe Dallas and take the points, in this one at 3.5. Maybe it's like a 2-point game or a 1-point game.
I hope you're right.
I don't know.
I could go either way on this game because I love Herbert so much. I love Keenan Allen, even though he is kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But then, of course, Mike Williams down at 61, coming off 22 points last week. That's amazing.
Oh.
And if he's going against a much easier time in coverage, that could be your tournament winner is Mike Williams, and that's why I have him here.
Yeah, no, I do like it. You're all about it. You're bowdy. Here's a question for you: who's your favorite Dallas wide receiver? Are you taking CeeDee Lamb? You going Amari because Amari looked like fire.
Yeah, it'd be both of them in cash games because I think there is enough volume to get him there.
Yeah,
I don't know about their upside against these tough corners and safeties that the Chargers have because that secondary is loaded.
Yeah, Derwin James is gonna be great until he gets hurt, so hopefully he doesn't get hurt in this game. And you saw what Terry McLaurin did against a terrible Giants D compared to a stout, Chargers D.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if you're a Giants fan, I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry. They suck. I hope they lose every game.
Listen, I'll just say this. Shout out my guy,
Jamie
Snack.
Calandro.
No. I love
Jamie. And Snacks. Pour one out for Snacks and Calandro. They're both in mourning.
Here's the thing about
they've given up on the season already.
No, they love him. They love him so much. And Snack said, "Stop telling me to quit my team. Stop telling me, I'm a loser." He's like, "This means more. This is my life." You know what I mean? So shout out all those Giants fans. I feel bad for you guys, honestly. The offsides, all that stuff. It's just the drop touchdown, the fumble.
That whole game was stupid.
Yeah,
I hope both teams lost. And
me too.
They both tried to lose so bad.
Right. It was just not great. But I do think it's a little bit better in this matchup. All right. Tennessee and Seattle. Take us out here. Russell Wilson stack with your boy DK in our matchup. This has a huge upside. What are you doing? What are you doing here with this?
It's gonna be DK. I still love Lockett. I just like DK more. Just going for that huge, massive, nuclear 40-point performance that he's capable of against this defense. It excites me. It gets me all hot and bothered to think about stacking Russ with DK this week because just think of the possibilities.
Oh man, what about Chris Carson? He's nice too.
Oh, yeah, cash game Chris Carson. He's automatic money. That's I don't know about tournament for Carson because I worry that they're going to air it out. But oh my god, in cash games he's easy money. Just about any week he's healthy, he's a must cash play.
I like a lot. Yeah, I think Russ is a great play this week. He's got huge ceiling, great upside.
He's got huge hands.
Yeah, he's got big man hands. He's Mr. Unlimited. So
Unlimited.
On the other side, I actually don't think this number hits 54 because I think that I think Derrick Henry gets his a little bit, but I'm not sure if he gets his at the price. What do you think? You paying up for him? I mean, he got priced down, but what do you think about Henry this week?
He's always pluggable because nobody's going to have him in a PPR anyway because he's going to be priced up with the PPR guys.
Yeah.
And he's not going to quite reach him, but he can always go with a 200-yard game out of nowhere. So you can still get that upside from Derrick Henry, even if you're only doing it a couple times a week.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's not a feature in most of my builds. I'm also kind of fading Ryan Tannehill this week, and not because he's going up against out defense or anything.
That could be a mistake.
It could. I'm not.
You might be filled with regret.
I might. We'll see. I want to see Julio and him actually do something before I put my money there. That's all. I'm not saying I'm fading him like I'm hating him. I'm just not featuring him. I played a lot of lineups with him last week, and so he's not going to be my main.
Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, I'm just not into him right now, honestly. He's
not
coming
me.
up.
It's not me. It's him.
Yeah, it's not me. It's him. I think he could get you somewhere, but I'm just not going to play with him right now. I like AJ Brown always, but I'm not going to be a huge believer until I see it.
Big believer.
I'm not a believer. I'm not a Justin believer.
I love Julio every week. You can. If Julio Jones is on the field, I still love him. Play him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not.
He's Julio freaking Jones, man.
I know.
Put some respect on his name.
I mean, they just haven't gotten the chemistry because they haven't had time to practice. Maybe a week together.
What about Ferkser?
Yeah, he was limited in practice. Is he a full go tomorrow? Or I just want to make sure before I get in the car and start driving to the beach.
I think if they were going to not activate him, that would have already been announced, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Like if you miss practice on Friday.
I just always worry about guys going out who are injured. You know, if they already have a medical designation and they're going to be batted around and bonked in the middle of the field with linebackers who are just made to eat people,
Big old people eaters.
So that's just my take. Okay, so let's do this real quick. We're gonna build. I've got a draft
Millie Maker.
Let's put a little respect on this Millie Maker and shove it down our throat.
There are some automatic qualifiers from earlier in the show.
Yes, we already put some people in.
That commemorating the 1-year anniversary of Scott winning 5,000 buckaroos on a 50-cent ticket. A 50-cent ticket turned into 5,000 American dollars.
It was wild. It was completely.
But he built that with a double tight end from the 49ers and Eagles.
Yeah.
49ers and the tight end against the Eagles.
I like, it was 49ers. We're gonna go Kittle. I do like Kittle. Yeah. I want him there. But I'm gonna pivot away from our other friend because no offense
Higbee.
to him. No offense to Higbee. I know Higbee this time. He's not getting those touchdowns anymore. It's just not my guy. I got a different guy. What do we think about Gronk or just no? Because we got to go double tight end. Like that's part of like the situation.
Yeah, Gronk with the Brady stack is my favorite part of this.
Yeah.
Because you got Brady at 69.
Yeah.
And then you got Kittle to complete your against the Eagles tight end stack with your Gronk stack with Brady. I love the correlation between games and between years. That's a double-ended warp.
I'm also going to put Chris Godwin in. Michael Thomas, get out of here. I did not do that.
Good Godwin.
Barfness.
Yeah, Mike Thomas hurt his ankle on the way back onto the queue.
On back getting COVID. That's just
he was 8 minutes from being activated from injury, and he punched a teammate, so he's not playing.
He's out. So what else? Who else are we going to put in this lineup here? We've got
boy, boy.
Where's our pay down? Who's a guy that is our moon shot that we're looking at this week? Is it
Deebo Samuel as a run back? Oh, no, you already got Kittle there. We don't need to go.
No, we don't need that. I'm thinking like more like a pay down wide receiver, or are we going to think a little?
Jalen Waddle's one of them.
What about
Jamar Chase?
Devontae.
Devontae Smith could be there too. Yeah, I like Devontae Smith. Who do you think could go bigger, Devontae or Waddle?
I think you talked about that game being not that great, and I think we said that. Do we like the over in this game? Oh, I forgot what we said about this game, but I think I like Devontae Smith because we talked that but Jason Verretti's out, right? Like forever, like for this year. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's not good. So let's just see. We'll put him in, and we'll just see what it does. Let's go put a defense in because I like to get a little money because you always get a little money when you put the defense in. It makes you feel better.
It makes you feel like you're richer.
Yeah, it does.
Because you're allowing your average remaining per player goes up, and you're like, "Ooh,
oh yeah,
I found a $20 bill in my pocket."
Look what I'm gonna do here. So, what are you thinking here? Some of these options.
Can I just say first off that I hate the defensive matchups this week? That's got to be the same sentiment among all DFS players. They're looking at this slate, going, "Oh, these defensive matchups suck."
What about the Steelers at 3K? What do you think about that? They've got good D. They got the big D.
They got the Steely D.
They got Steely D. With 1,000 more, we could pick up the Saints. Sam Darnold, turnover machine. I think the Steelers got that touchdown upside, though. But I don't know.
Give me the Steelers.
All right, 3K for the Steelers. It gives us a little bump us up to 6 something, right? We'll feel a little better. Oh no, not what 666.
5666.
We gotta get off it. Let's put a running back in real quick. Where do we want to go on our running back here?
Nick Chubb.
Oh, you got a big Chubb for Nick.
You can't have a $6,900 quarterback without a little Chubb.
Yeah, you gotta have a little Chubb in your pocket. All right. So what about our Kenny Gainwell? Are we going to Gainwell here?
Are we going to Gainwell or are we going to Javonte?
Well, oh yeah, that he does have touchdown upside in that matchup for sure. We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is true. And he's only.
Who do you like better? Who do you like better?
I do like Williams. I think I do. He had 15 touches last week, and 14 of them were carries.
And he looked okay. It wasn't anything spectacular, but the 70-yard touchdown was what won people money, and that's what they're going to remember. And so Melvin Gordon gets the tip of the cap of the week last week, and
yeah,
we were just wrong about him because he was the one that was fantasy relevant.
Yeah. Well, I think this game could be either one. I think if you're winning at the end of this game, right? Don't you want to showcase your rookie wide receiver and give him a little?
I would do it. That's how I would do it.
Personally, for me,
I would be showcasing him.
Yeah, give him a little practice. You know what I mean? And he's only 4,400. So if you drop him in
400 more, yeah.
Yeah, and then it leaves you with 4,800. So let's just look and see.
I like the receivers over there too.
Yeah, let's see if 4,800 who we want to throw around.
Waddle.
Yeah. Oh. Now here's a question. Do you like anybody at Marvin Jones at all in this run back option at all in this or no? No. Boo. But Waddle, we do have him at 4,500. And we can drop him in there. And then I think we have a little bit left over too, which differentiates us a little bit,
Yep, it certainly does, sure.
Yeah, no, I like it. And let's check this out over at Occupy Fantasy real quick and see what this looks like and what our percentages are.
Copy and paste.
Yeah. Is that what you do?
Copy and paste. No, I don't think you can do that. But that'd be an amazing feature for an engineer to figure out how to do that would save us so much time.
Well, I just put O into my computer and it goes right to it. So
that works.
Yeah, that works too. So
yeah, what happened to Gage last week? I am a big yikes on that one too. That was baffling. Well, that was Matt Ryan not looking at open receivers and getting them the damn ball. Everything he threw is at their feet or over their head, and you're like, what is going on with this dude?
It was terrible. It's completely terrible. So, my password is well endowed 69. just in case anybody wants
Hung around back.
All right. Roll down there, shout out Nicki Minaj's cousin,
Dragging,
friend,
dragging.
Not
He's
just
dragging it.
friend.
He's dragging him around.
I like how the girlfriend left him because he's impotent now. You know what I mean? Like that's.
I would say so, sir.
Yeah, I mean, is that what happened, sir?
It's a say so syphilis case.
Say no, please. You know what I mean? That's a no, thank you. Personally, for me, that's what I'm.
This lineup already.
I push go. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I'll try a multi-build. Maybe that will be better. No, it's not going. No. Okay, now it looks like it's going. Okay, there we go, mate. It was just need a little shove.
All you gotta do is plug it in now.
Well, he's going.
Can you plug it in?
I'm gonna turn it up to 11.
Make it 11 and a half.
I might get. Oh, that's even better, mate. Turn it up to 11 and a half.
I done broke the knob.
Oh well,
you're a knob.
People say I have a big knob. You know what I mean? Just nobody you know.
That's just the syphilis.
That's not. What are you talking about, bro? That is terrible slander here. I don't know. We did have a little trouble last time as well. I think you said maybe it was projected, just people using the site. My internet is working.
Shout out Occupy.
Yeah, my internet is working well. As you can see, I'm being streamed. Not having any problems here.
They're really working hard right now. You need to give them a little bit more time.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna give them a little refresh over here. It says unresponsive. So that's not good.
Somebody get the defibrillator.
Yeah, that's not good.
Clear.
Yeah, let's rerun it. Let's give it a chance to
Come
reboot.
on, buddy, you can do it.
We believe in you, son. We love
chugging.
You can do it. We're gonna give you a big old hug from your daddy. It's gonna keep
Come
going,
here, son.
Come on, keep going. Don't quit, bro. You can do it, man. We believe in you. Well,
I believe.
Okay.
He's trying so hard.
You ever watch the pig races at the fair? You ever go to the fair and watch the pig races and go, I'm going to pick a pig that's painted with the blue stripe on the side of them. And then you watch
and
that.
They got little kids gambling. That's where we got our start, was gambling at the county fair with the pig races.
They gave them stuff. They're like,
it was encouraged. They wanted those kids to bet on the pigs.
Yeah, no, totally. And it was weird, you know what I mean? That bookie Carl, he collected too. So
shout out those carnies that changed our lives forever.
Yeah, well, I like this lineup here. I'm gonna dump it and pump it. What do you think about that? You think that would work?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so too. And a little $20 here. I love doing this with brother. This is how we do it.
If you win more than 5K, then it's a sign.
Yeah, man. If I win the Millie Maker, it's a sign that we're onto something. We did rookie it up.
Well, remember if you did put that in the Millie Maker last year, you would have.
Right.
I always remind you of that.
It didn't enter. I tried to put it in. Did it enter?
Why won't you take my money?
I want to give you money. So, well, we'll make sure it gets in. It's there. It is. Okay. It will jump in. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with me this week.
How did the Clash of the Beards and the Bellies go last week, by the way?
I'm going to say you beat me by 6.1 points. It was just a narrow defeat on my end. And I
still laugh because I almost only played the one head-to-head lineup, but I changed mine up for yours. And the lineup that Hammerjacks got just obliterated him because I had Mixon and then I had a stack of Mahomes and Kelsey and Hill with Mixon. It was just it was ugly. And I didn't have it in very many tournaments, so I got a couple 4 or 5x payouts from that lineup. It was my best one. And then but the head-to-head had one of them for Hammerjacks. Got the primo stack for that week.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing that's crazy. Imagine if we actually did win the Millie Maker with this lineup. I think you might
Crazy.
claim half. You know what I mean? And so,
I would rightfully claim half.
oh my gosh, it would be a legal nightmare. I have to meet you in a dark alley in Poughkeepsie or something. I don't know. It would be a weird thing.
I'm not going to Jersey.
I'm not either. Never, never. No. Here's what happened. We would just have to have them cut it in half in whatever state. I mean, it's in my account, so it has to go through me. But then I'll just get the taxes in Maryland and then give you half.
Boom.
Via PayPal. Did you mean to say
it means the $1,200 every 3 days for a whole year?
Are you paying this man for sex? Are you an OnlyFans?
Yes, sir.
Are you an OnlyFans whore? You are the sexiest show on DFS.
Oh, I know they've seen more money go through that app than that.
Oh my gosh, I am sure. So, but do check us out over at nimblewnumbers.com. We have 3 articles out every single week. We drop them Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So when you get them, they are GPP for me. You've got Bo, the hot cash king. He's on fire, as you always are. 1-0. We're going to do, though, one thing I like. We're going to do a running total this year just to see how many points we have, just like PPR.
And who's leading that one as well?
By 6.1. 6.1. We're going to bring up the total.
I hope you're keeping track of our best ball, too.
Oh, in all of our 87,000 best ball leagues? Is that what you mean?
No, the best ball between our top scores.
Oh, yes. Mike Collins wants in on that this week. He wanted you to know.
He said that after he knew he scored more than us.
Of course.
He wants that 1 week head start.
Yeah, he was just letting us know he's in it next week.
If he's in, it starts week 2. That's it. That's only fair.
He's in next week. This week, right now. Yeah,
let him in. Let him in.
Yeah, he's
be a ménage à trois.
Here's what I think we should do. We should start this league. It's basically a $10 a week league. Is that what it is? Every week it's $10 a week. What is it for everybody who's in it? So like whoever wins, everybody has to pay that person $10.
Yeah. And it'll be set up like what you see with private leagues where there's a growing number of players throughout the season that'll latch on to that league and pay the weekly fee and get a shot at it. I have a couple of them that are done through Venmo.
Yeah,
where it's just
Venmo league is what we're gonna.
We set up a free weekly league where the winner takes all.
Yes,
and some weeks there's 11 guys competing for the $55, or it's usually $5 a guy, but it's winner take all. And some weeks it's like 29, 30 guys in there, and you're like, shit, the odds aren't very good. But if you do win, which I won 4 weeks in a row last year. Because they hate me.
I remember this. Yeah, they hate.
Yeah, I kept winning, and I was taking winner take all, and then they kept adding people to try to beat me, and I kept just collecting more money.
All the money.
Yeah, so it was great last year to play DFS with you and with all the other people that challenged me, because more often than not, I'm going to get you.
You are, and Brad's asking how it can be got. And Brad, here's how you can be got. We're going to do a best DK lineup that you did this week. If you want in, it's $10. We have to declare that you're in before. You can't be like, look, this is my great lineup. It's 180 points.
Yeah, that's not how this works.
You have to send in now for $10.
Yeah, send it in before lock, or it doesn't count.
Yeah, and so I mean, right now people can just DM me over at NimbleWNumbers on Twitter, or Bo at Bo_McBigTime over at Twitter as well. Please go follow him. Follow his Hotbox batch. Go buy his yummy, delicious Hotbox sauce. His Amigo. I made his Amigo into a sauce. But here's how I did it. I put them in before. I just put a bunch of Amigo on before I cooked them. Right. Got some juices as I cooked them. Took them out. Move more amigo, put them in a bowl, just like move them all in the juices, and then just put them back in, and then I cooked them to the end, and they were just succulent and delicious and perfect, and just oh man, I love it. Yeah,
that sounds delicious.
Oh my god,
I know what amigo tastes like because I created it, and it's so like I just call it perfect. Like it just tastes like something you want to put on everything you're eating.
It's heavenly.
And that's really the goal I was going after, and I really nailed it with Amigo because I put it on everything. And that was like the fourth seasoning I created. I created specialized seasonings first.
In there, what's the sweetness in there?
Brown sugar, dark brown sugar.
I knew.
But it's not very much of it. You can barely taste it.
but it's so good when you get it nice and juicy and emulsifying and stuff.
Your blood sugar goes.
I love it. I love it. So here's bro. Can you pump your ball blast writing and your hammer jacks writing and all the writing you're doing and all the stuff you're doing?
I don't write for Hammer Jacks, but I do have a show that you can catch the replay on with Hammercast. We do the surprisingly spicy stack show every Friday night at 10 Eastern.
I watch.
So go back and watch that replay because we had some really spicy stacks that are going to pay some bills tomorrow.
What was your spicy stack, real quick? What was your spicy stack?
It was an onslaught of Denver Broncos.
I like it. We built one of
the 4-way. So that's going after 4 Denver Broncos players is usually not advisable, but against the Jags, against the Jags, and Teddy Bridgewater is notorious for keeping 3 or 4 guys relevant. So I'm thinking the Broncos are going to put up a crazy number tomorrow.
Yeah, I like him in catch a lot.
I love him in everything. I like all these Broncos.
Yeah, I'm doing that too.
As bad as the Jags looked against the Houston offense, I can't wait to see this Denver offense run against them.
It's going to be great. Here's what I'm getting to do. I'm getting to drive to the beach tomorrow, and my family is going to have a family reunion with all of my wife's family. And
you're not going to be watching football.
Well, not until I get in at 4 o'clock. I'll not be watching football, or I'll make my family go to like a bar where I can watch football.
Or you'd be like, hey, can we drive only to where there's cell service so I can get the stream on Hulu or whatever?
I'm just
like with your phone, like where you're driving, just angle it up against your mirror.
I'm just going to look at the ESPN app and like watch the different games in the, I guess the little screen as the ball moves downfield and stuff. I'll just do that.
See, the person that doesn't care about football should be driving.
Well, my wife's going to be driving, and here's what I'm going to do.
Sweet.
I'm going to make her drive. And it's a big fiasco. We went to get our rental car today, and they're like, we don't have it. They called yesterday. Like, you coming tomorrow? My wife's like, I am coming tomorrow. They're like, all right, good, we'll see you tomorrow. Wife comes, they're like, we don't have your car. Called me yesterday.
Somebody fucked up.
And so it's just like, what the fuck? So then we called a bunch of other places around, didn't get any cars. So now she's hoping that they do have an SUV tomorrow. Someone turned one in today after the fact, because they close at 12 p.m. That's the time they close.
Wow.
So
what?
Yeah, they open from 8 to 12.
Oh darn! I've been here 2.5 hours. Time to go home. I'm exhausted.
I know, it's just so crazy. So we're hopeful. We're leaving here around 8:30. Which is already too late for me. So I like to leave like 7.
So old.
I like to just get down there early so I can watch football. I don't like to miss football. It's my favorite thing in the whole world.
I would just be like, you're driving and I'm streaming.
I'm not going to stream because we were already over our limit and we're going to be at the beach. So we're already going to be getting crushed. So I'm just going to look at ESPN and be happy. And I don't even look at DraftKings. That's the thing. I don't look at DraftKings until after the first set of games or near the end of the first set of games in case I need to do some swaps. But I normally don't swap that much, because but I mean, maybe
because you're confident in your manhood.
Well, I'm not trying to,
unless there's an injury that you don't hear about until the last minute.
Right.
That's the only reason I do it.
All right, big shift.
I'm not gonna chicken out on my original build just for a different flavor.
Shits and giggles. No. But do check Bo out, his ball blast work. Check me out over the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I write the Price Up, Price Down article. Working for the Mayo Media Network every Tuesday with Laquan. We talk prize picks. We talk injuries. We talk start sit. I love Laquan, man. He's a thief. He's awesome.
LQ, man.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's got that fire content only. That's LQ, man.
Yeah,
so
I'm with
good.
him. I'm getting to burn.
That is one of the best dudes out there.
I
love me some Laquan.
I get to work with him. I get to work with Lauren. It's just
I need LQ out here in Cali so I can make him a proper pizza in California because he's not getting one anywhere else here in the state.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I had it. You should do it. It's ridiculous. It's the best. Only thing I wish is you would have had some hot box. We could have put it on, but I have.
I know that was really a bummer. That was a bummer.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Pizza's so delicious, man. I had like a pizza orgasm. It's a true story. People who are still with us before we go off the air in a couple minutes. I was laying down in Bo's house, passed out from eating pizza and enjoying myself. This is the the day we had Field Yates on. It was a great day.
You were exhausted.
I fell asleep, right? And pizza was on the table. My pizza was on the table uneaten. It was like a slice. Right? So I woke up at like 1:30 in the morning. My first thought was my pizza. I reached over.
And it was still there.
It was still there. I opened my eyes. I grabbed the plate. I just reached over. And I just ate the pizza in like a minute. I was like,
and then went back to sleep.
I went to sleep upstairs and went to bed.
The mid-sleep pizza. Is there anything better than that?
Man,
that's up there. It's up there.
It was the best. I was like, I'm killing.
That's up there with like shower beer feeling.
Yeah, or it's like
mid-sleep pizza.
Going back for Thanksgiving seconds, where you're like, "This."
Yeah.
I can't already breathe. I'm having trouble with breathe.
But I'm gonna eat more.
I'm gonna have some mashed potatoes, So
because they're there, they're still, they haven't been put away yet, so I'm gonna keep eating.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to be at the beach, and we have got a beautiful week ahead of us. No storms, no hurricanes. It looks perfect. 80 degrees every day. We got a pool. We're right there on the beach. We're beachside. So it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait to be down there. Relax. I'll be doing my show on Monday over at the Fantasy Millionaires, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And then I'll do my show with LaQuan on Tuesday as well. So
Sweet.
check us out. Yeah. And then check Bo out. You're everywhere too, man. We're crushing it. This is just a great time to be alive.
That's all my work. And also I'm co-hosting what we do, the 19th hole live golf show, as we just transition into DFS football on Sunday mornings. Or Sunday before kickoff.
IBT, baby.
Noon Eastern. So IBT Media.
IBT.
It's me and Connor Coughlin, Cough DFS, and of course Nate Polvote.
Love him.
He's family.
Yeah, that's
that IBT team is family now. So sorry guys, you're stuck with me because I ain't leaving.
Hey, we've all adopted Bo here, man. Like fam is awesome. I love having fam, and it's cool to be a part of your fam, brother. I appreciate being able to see that house behind you. Know that I've been there. I got to hang out with you. You hosted me. It was one of my favorite days of the year. I do say it again. And
it was so much fun.
We lived like 4 days in a day. It was like just a day, in the life. It was one of my favorite things.
And we did all of our favorite things. It was so awesome.
It was just the best. I'm not going to lie to you. It was one of my favorite, times of my life. So anyway, please check us out. Follow us on social media. We'll be all around just creating fire content, just like LQ. We're part of that movement, the Thieves. We love everybody here. I love my new light, by the way. This is super dope. I might use my thing, but I like having a cool light behind me too. And shout out both Thieves t-shirt. That looks sexy as hell. Sexy as hell. Anything else we gotta say about for the most sexy DFS show?
For now.
Oh, hey Jordan, go to bed. It's past your bedtime.
Jordan.